Johnny, let's have a little bit of a history lesson around Admiral Nelson, pirate chain, blockchain, Nelson chain. Give the viewers some history there of what's going on.
So Nelson, who obviously was famous for the Battle of Trafalgar, which arguably was the turning point and the decline of the French franc, which had been the dominant world reserve currency for 80, 90, 96 years. That gave rise to the pound, which then became the most dominant currency for another 95 years, and now has led to the US dollar, which looks like it's potentially in decline because of digital currencies. Well, just going back to Nelson, he was being paid by the crown as a hired gun, really, because what he was doing, he was patrolling up and down the Spanish coastline, and he was basically raiding Spanish galleons and ships, and he then had to share a percentage of his bounty with the crown, the English crown, and he kept the rest, became very, very wealthy, but he also became very, very proficient in naval tactics, and that led him to the Battle of Trafalgar. But a lot of that financing was being done, and then the proceeds were being shared, and it was in a very unofficial way. There was no companies, there were no bonds being issued, and it was basically, in this case, the crown was financing an individual, and that individual was then sharing in part of the bounty. And a number of people are now arguing, talking to a Dutch lawyer last week, he was saying, look, the Dutch, the French, the Spanish and the English 500 years ago were all financing ships to go out and beat up each other respectively, bring back the bounty and then share it with those people that have financed it. So couldn't we use that precedent as a way of having a new initial coin offerings? It's not a security, but it is actually a way that people that finance these businesses can share in the profitable outcomes.